So with RUROUNI Kenshin Season 2, Episode 17, this is another one where they give us plenty of new content to digest and enjoy, and as a longtime fan of Kenshin, I think it's really cool to see the additions that they put in, and also, with this episode in particular, the specific points that they decided to expand. So really, the only part of the manga or original anime that is in this episode is Kenshin getting back to Kyoto, showing up by carriage to the police station, and figuring out Shishio's second plan with Saito, where they're like looking at the map together and kind of deciphering all the information that they have. So everything else besides that is pretty much new content. I think the speech that Hoji makes to Shishio's men, that was also in the manga, I'm pretty sure. But, you know, besides those two little things, all of this was new content. But what I loved about it is how it expanded things that were talked about in the manga and the original 90s anime. For example, when Kenshin shows up and Saito says, yeah, we captured one of Shishio's men and we interrogated him to get this information about the fires out. Well, he does say that. But in this episode, you actually get to see Saito interrogate Shishio's henchmen, and it's great, talking about, I wonder how many bones are in the human body. I think 206. I wonder how many of those I could break before you gave up the information, or like, oh, you also have two eyes. I wonder how many pieces I could cut them into. Like, just total great Saito stuff. And I love Sanosuke right behind him, like, oh man, dude, this motherfucker's crazy. He'll really do it. Like, there's something about the dynamic between Saito and Sanosuke that I like even more than Saito and Kenshin or Sanosuke and Kenshin. Something about those two, because their personalities are so wildly different, and they've had wildly different life experiences, and they handle situations almost totally polar opposite to one another. But when you see moments like this where Sanosuke, Saito is just, cold and calm and calculated like he always is, and he probably would really torture the guy, just he's smart enough to know that he won't have to. But Saito's like, oh, dude, like egging him on. I don't know. Stuff like that I really like. And then we also get a moment. So in the original, Kenshin shows up by carriage, talks to Saito, and they're in that room. And then when Kenshin opens the door, Sanosuke punches him in the face, which is the scene that we got here, for leaving him in Tokyo and thinking that he couldn't take him with him and all that stuff, which is a great character moment for both of them. But in this episode, they expand to see why Sanosuke wasn't there from the beginning, because I always wondered that too. Like, watching the original 90s anime, I was like, I know Sanosuke is at the police station. Why does he wait so long to show up and punch Kenshin? Well, in this episode, they say that he gets really freaking hungry and he goes to the Shirobeko for some food. And they add a lot of humor in there where, he doesn't realize that, I don't think he knows that Tai has like a twin sister that runs this establishment. So he goes in and he's like, what the hell are you doing here? And he has that funny moment with not being able to pay, which is classic Sanosuke stuff, and all that little stuff. I appreciate that stuff just in the sense of, like I said, like the first time I ever watched Kenshin, the anime, was like over 20 years ago. And so it's so cool to see the same storyline play out, but get these little extra bits to kind of fill in the gaps of things that we didn't see before. So I gotta say, like, as a long-term fan, that is something I really appreciate. That's something I really like about this. And I don't think any of it is filler. I don't think any of it really drags it down. Obviously, they are padding out time, right? Like, they probably have a particular cliffhanger they want season 2 to end at, and so they're building towards that. And with there being 6 episodes left, I don't know if it'll quite end where I thought it. Once we get to the moment where I think the cliffhanger was going to be, when we get past it, I'll say that. Because I know I've been saying in a few of these videos, like, I have an idea where the cliffhanger is going to be. And I still do, but we'll see. Because they might get past it, actually, with 6 episodes left. So I'll let you know when we get to the scene what I originally thought they would end it at. But anyways, the major information of this episode is Shishio's true plan. So Shishio has been telling all of his men, and building up this idea of bringing everybody together, getting people on his side, getting his soldiers ready, and gathering all of the 10 swords for this big takeover event, right? And we figured out the takeover event was going to be that he was going to set fire to the city of Kyoto, basically burn the entire thing down. Well, he is doing that, but that really is just a distraction for what he's actually going to do. And this shows the true motives of Shishio, in that even his own men don't know what his actual plan is, except for those that are very, very close to him. Like Hoji knows, you know, Yumi, his girlfriend, knows, Sojiro knows, but none of the others know. And basically, they're going to set the fires here. There's going to be a big, you know, battle with the police and everything. Because even Saito is thinking, like, you know, this information, it leaked way too easy, number one. Second of all, if Cho had the information and nobody showed up to assassinate him, that's kind of weird, right? Like, why would they make sure? Why would the Jupongatana, why would Shishio, knowing that Cho is in prison and could totally give up a bunch of information, never sent anybody to try to assassinate him? Just kind of weird, right? And also with the amount of forces that the police have, I mean, Shishio has a pretty big army, but the police force is way bigger. So it's like all these little pieces, all these little clues of like, okay, this could be his plan, but it doesn't really seem like he'll be able to pull it off at the end of the day. And even Shishio knows that, right? This is all one big smoke screen with like literal smoke, because there'll be fire. Anyway, his real plan is to travel by battleship around the landmass, heading toward Tokyo, where, you know, like the head honchos of the government are, and take them down there while people are distracted with everything in Kyoto. And it takes Kenshin and Sanosuke, or Kenshin and Saito, kind of talking together to figure that out. So that is the direction of where we're heading. So as the police force and everybody is getting ready to try to stop these fires from going off, I love this team up. We got Kenshin, we got Sanosuke, and we got Saito. The dream team, man. Those three warriors are heading solo to the dock, to the bay, to see if Shishio is there with some kind of warship or battleship and take him down. So as everybody else is focusing on the battles in Kyoto, we got our main three characters, or at least our team right now of our strongest fighters, heading to confront Shishio one-on-one to stop him from doing this. And so, yeah, great stuff is going to go down. You know, we are going to get some confrontations, but for anybody wondering, this is not the third act of the arc. This is pretty much getting us towards the end of what I would consider the second act. All right, there's still a big third act of the Kyoto arc to happen, which the majority of that will have to be in season 3, because there's no way we'll get to it in 6 episodes. But good things are coming, and I love that we got our dream team assembled, man. I love these characters so much. The interaction and the banter between these three characters is just fantastic, and I'm glad that they're finally all together. It took the entire arc, so all of season 2 so far, they haven't been. Kenshin's been off training, and you know, Saito's been doing his own thing. Sanosuke's been punching rocks in the forest, but they're all together now, and we're heading towards a pretty awesome confrontation. So anyways, let me know what you guys thought about this episode. A lot of new stuff here, a lot of new material, but I enjoyed all of it. I felt like it really expanded on stuff from before, and like I said, as a longtime fan, it's kind of cool to see the new stuff. So anyways, guys, let me know what you thought of this episode down below. Where do you think it's going to go? So thanks for watching, guys. Give the video a thumbs up and a comment. Thanks once again for all of these super thanks, man. They've been helping so much with these Kenshin videos, because I know the views don't get up there very far, but I feel like everybody that comments, you know, we all have a pretty good passion for the show, which I appreciate. So yeah, thanks for watching, guys. I'll talk to you later.